As we went from Jerusalem through the wall into Bethlehem, the birthplace of Jesus, the topic of the Palestinians became a prayer focus for us. This is the West Bank. The Gaza Strip is another area where Palestinians live. On this same day in Gaza, Muslims were again firing missiles over the wall. Bethlehem seemed pretty tense. The world news continually tells us about hardship, injustice and refugees. This is a call to prayer for the Palestinian people. In 1948, after the Jewish people had been purchasing land for over 100 years, the United Nations mandated partition between the Jewish and the Arab communities. The surrounding Arab nations told the Palestinians to flee until they destroyed the Jewish state of Israel, which did not happen. They fled to Jordan, the West Bank. They fled to Egypt, the Gaza Strip, and Lebanon. For 20 years, many were in refugee camps because the Arab nations did not want to assimilate them, and Israel would not let them return. In 1967, Israel acquired Gaza and the West Bank. One Muslim Palestinian man told us, "My people are like a football being kicked around for political gain by our own political leaders, Arab communities, and the Western countries." He had spoken negatively about Israel earlier, but did not mention it in this list. Romans 3 verse 23 tells us, "For all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God." The Palestinians, like all people, are not innocent victims. They are sinful people. We heard an older Palestinian man complaining of Israel, but Christian Palestinians also complain about Muslim Palestinians. Most of these Christians are traditional Christians. Their parents were Christians. They know about Jesus, but do not seem alive in Jesus. Many Christian Palestinians have left or are trying to leave the West Bank. For some, they feel there is no future for them in Bethlehem. They have the added stress of being Christians in a neighborhood surrounded by Islam. As we were looking at the Church of the Nativity, the traditional place of Jesus' birth, the Islamic call to prayer filled the air. Our hearts were filled with sorrow that at the place where the Son of God was born, Islam is now the majority religion. The wall that separates Jerusalem from Bethlehem has been built because of Muslim suicide bombers and other violence coming from the West Bank into Israel. If only it was as easy as make hummus, not walls.